Hello, everyone, and good evening. Welcome to Reality Hour. I'm Grace Sweeney. And yes, I know we are very late. It's both of our faults. The nights that I wasn't available, he wasn't. He was. And the nights that he wasn't, I was. So blame both of us. But we're here to discuss most memorable year night and the Len Goodman tribute and the rapid deterioration of Adam's draft team. Speaking of Adam, how you doing today?
It's going bad. It's going bad. Things are bad. That's how things are going. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess. I'm telling you, it all comes down to that coin flip. If I go first, I pick charity. It's a whole different game we're looking at.
Yeah. Well, anyway, most memorable year night. What are your overall thoughts on the episode?
Very good. Some look. If I was to take my reality hour lens off and just look at this kind of subjectively, really liking Ariana. I really liked her this week again. So yeah, she would probably be the one person I'd really be rooting for here.
Okay, well, we saw our first tens of the season. We saw the tribute to Len, and that leads us into my headline. Just give Val and Jenna that Emmy right now. We'll talk about that later. But I don't really have any headlines. So do you want to just get into this thing?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so first up is our couple that actually got the boot this week, Mira and Gleb. Their most memorable year was 2004, which was the year that Mira had her daughter, who actually got to dance with her this week. They did a contemporary to Time After Time. Love this song.
This is
I
like
don't
peak
know why.
80s, right?
Yeah. All right, let's
Yeah.
talk about the dance
Very
trilogy.
good. I mean, it's always awkward when you add like a third person to, kind of a dance like this. Kind of like messes up the flow a little bit. But the biggest problem is that I thought the daughter kind of stole the spotlight from her a little bit. I think she was so much better, right?
A lot of people are attributing that to why she got eliminated. I think it was a combination of that, and also the fact that Gleb with the contemporary tried to incorporate some comedy where comedy didn't belong.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's easy to blame Gleb for everything just because he's a giant turd muffin, but
Why don't we like Gleb?
he literally hates on all of his partners. He has openly stated that he thinks that every single one of his partners sucked. And when he gets a partner he doesn't like, he doesn't even try as hard.
I remember he was really good with like Jana a
He
while
was
ago.
great with Jana. He was great with Shangela last season. But now,
But
I don't know, dude. I I'm gonna be like the voice of reason here. I don't think this was necessarily her week to go home, but I don't think she was ever gonna win either. So it's kind of like that kind of energy, I guess.
that kind of Kenergy.
I
Did you
mean,
see the
the good
Barbie
news for
movie?
her is she
No?
was on Celebrity. Sorry, what was that? I'm on my own
I
world
was
here.
making a Barbie reference. The Kenergy.
Oh,
Never mind.
never seen the movie. But she did win her game of Celebrity Jeopardy that aired Wednesday night. So hang on, I'm making this the episode title right now.
What?
Turd Muffin.
There you go.
But
Let's just keep moving.
yeah, just give me a second. Technology is not my friend today. Okay, so that's Mira. She's gone. I'm kind of disappointed, but not overly disappointed.
She
Like the
was on
whole
my
comedy
team,
thing.
so
Yeah. Where we stand now, I have 5 couples left. Adam has 3, and Eric has 1 still, which he's surprised by. But we'll get to him later. Next up was Adam's favorite, Ariana and Pasha. They
yeah.
picked this year her very public little whatever. I don't want to get into it. Viennese Waltz, Happier Than Ever. Adam, are you a Billie Eilish lover?
No, actually,
Neither am
I
I,
know like
honestly.
one of her songs, and I hear all the other ones on TikTok. But I know the ones that everyone knows. Never heard this song, but really liked it, and I really liked this performance, and it was my favorite of the bunch.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, like, I'm happy that she got her life back because I'm sure that what she went through was not fun at all. Um, the dance for me, as far as Viennese waltzes go, it might have been a little bit too aggressive for my taste, but it's kind of an angry song. Like she mentioned, like scream crying this song in her car, which I mean, teach their own here. Um, but yeah, I mean, the 3/8s, not her best score, but she's still solid. I think she's going to be in the finale. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
I want her to win. She won't, but I liked her.
It's anybody's guess. Next up, we
Well,
have our
Charity and
10.
Artem,
First
lose
10
you to
of the
love
season.
me. We love this song, Grace, right?
I'm not a huge Selena Gomez fan either, but I do like this song. And toxic relationships never fun. Not that I would know, but um this was called the most emotional dance of the night besides the Len tribute by many I saw, and that does win you votes on this week. Plus she had the highest score of the week once again. But like this is my common criticism with contemporaries and jazzes. Just for me, I thought there were too many lifts. I don't know if you felt the same way or not.
I just love this song. Honestly, I like Charity. I like the song. She
Mhm.
did fine. She's probably gonna win. What more is there to say?
I thought it was fantastic. I really did. Um, Although the monkey bar thing, like they started off on monkey bars, and then Carrie Ann had this funny moment where she talked about when she had had experience with a pole, and and the whole audience just started laughing.
Oh boy.
She apparently she danced on Madonna's tour, and that's what it was.
Oh boy. Who's up next? We got a
I mean,
segue.
we honestly though, like every time somebody dances to I'm Still Standing, they mention that Bruno was in the music video with, and I've seen the music video, tiny shorts. And yes, Kimberly, I second everything you said here. But let's move on to, I don't want to, maybe Adam's next casualty, maybe not. Allison and Sasha doing a Viennese waltz to Ed Sheeran's Perfect, talking about the year she got married. Yay, love.
She's in trouble next week.
I mean, I'm excited for her dance next week. Like, I really just wanted her to make it to Halloween week. Yeah, like, what is up with Sasha's choreography this season? I mean, this was, I thought, better than her Disney night dance, mostly because her Disney night dance was terrible. I did like with the, yeah. I did like the idea that they went with the emerald costumes because I actually looked it up, and the 20th anniversary, according to Hallmark, is the emerald anniversary. So that was a good move on the costume people's part. Um, it still could have been smoother. There were bits where they lost timing. I don't think she's gonna be around much longer.
Did you watch How I Met Your Mother?
I love that show. That was the first show I ever watched on Netflix.
I've never seen it. Explain to me what the yellow umbrella means.
I mean, I haven't watched the show in a long time, but yeah, a lot of people were saying that the Yellow Umbrella was a How I Met Your Mother allude, and next week, spoiler alert already, her Monster Night dance is vampire themed, and a lot of people are thinking that's Buffy, although her character on that show was a witch. But the Yellow Umbrella was originally owned by the mother. She left it at a party, so Ted ends up getting it. So that's a little How I Met Your Mother nod. Plus, I mean, if you ever watched the show, she played Lily, and Lily and Marshall were like relationship goals. But
All
yeah,
right.
I don't think Allison is long for this competition.
But do you think Harry and Riley are doing Keep Your Head Up? Andy Grammer.
Longer than they should be, honestly.
How are they still here?
TikTok.
I don't know. I don't know how much longer TikTok's going to be able to save this ship.
I mean, it shouldn't, but like this, he is the reason why I'm getting season 27 vibes from this season, although people seem to love Barry and he kind of falls into the same category. So if he wins and Eric wins the draft, it's just going to be hilarious.
Let's
Vinny
not put
and
that
Grace-
into the ether, Grace.
I would rather them be Grocery Store Joe than the winner of season 27. We don't say his name here. But
Grace loves that person.
ugh. But no, Keep Your Head Up by Andy Grammer. This is a weird
Gotta
song
keep
choice.
your
for
head
contemporary
up.
'cause,
Oh, gotta keep
Like-
your head up. Hey. I thought we were
like,
singing, Grace.
where Gleb tried to add humor where it didn't belong. Like he mentioned, like contemporaries are usually emotional. This song is like a kind of a
Not.
song
This is like a fun driving song.
yeah, this is I've said this before, you can't screw up a contemporary dance. A lot of people are saying it was really just a series of Harry lifting Riley while she did stuff. And maybe it was. They got the lowest score of the episode. I honestly thought I was going to lose him this week.
Always next week, Grace.
He was in the last batch of contestants. It was him and Mira and somebody else. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think it was Maurizio. I don't remember. Someone help me out here. But I mean, I know this is like as long as he doesn't win, I'm kind of okay with him sticking around. If for
He's
no
not
other
winning.
reason,
He's going out either next week or the one after.
as long as he doesn't win, I can live with that. Like I know it's dumb and petty, but like I need something to look at this season, and for some reason, Jason Mraz just is not going to do it for me.
Jason Mraz is awesome, and we're talking about him next.
Well, can we briefly just touch on the Len tribute
Go ahead.
before we go on? That dance was stellar, honestly.
They got back Mark.
Yeah, and I know there was some tea surrounding this, which we probably should have talked about at the beginning. But they had former pros, current pros, all, talking about their memories of Len. They had that dance that he would have loved, and then they ended with that spotlight on his empty seat at the judges' table because Derek was in the dance. But then, like, Bruno was like bawling by the end of it, and I'm just like, that broke me completely. I was like, ugh. It was so good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yes, Bruno. We do talk about Bruno. But like, what? Seriously, what am I doing? Anyway. But yeah, like if Val and Jenna don't win the Emmy for this, I don't know what to say. Unless the Derek dance is better somehow. But some of the tea surrounding it is that Cheryl Burke was not invited. And a lot of people were very upset about that, including Cheryl herself.
Why wasn't she invited?
I don't know. Like, I mean, ever since she left the show, she has her own podcast, which I've kind of seen clips of on TikTok. And she's kind of spilled some tea about the show and had some past pros on spilling some tea. And I think that might have garnered some criticism, but like, I don't think it matters. Like, this is one of those times where we should not get political and whatnot. Like, she's been on the show longer than any other pro. And she wasn't invited. And also, well, Brian Austin Green was upset because his fiance, Sharna, was not invited. But she's not an original. Of course, I know she was upset that she's not on this season. I feel like she's being punished, though, for the season 27 win. Which I don't like either, because it's not her fault.
Well, let's keep it going. Let's talk about Jason.
On the road again. Just can't wait
to get on the road again.
With his vocals. They mentioned it was his vocal, which I thought was kind of cool. See, like, Daniela pointed this out in their intro. Jason has done all Latin and a jive in the first few weeks, and he was great. Last week, he had his first ballroom dance, and it was a huge step back for him. This week, he had a quick step, which is a tough dance, and it was better than last week, but still not like a return to form. And I hate to say this because he's on my team and I know everybody loves him, but I cannot accept a Jason victory if he doesn't do ballroom as well as he does Latin. And I'm sure I'm not alone in that.
I don't care. I want him to either win or be the runner-up, top 3.
I
This
would
guy's
love
the
to see
man.
him win. Yeah, Kimberly hit the nail on the head. It was a good dance. Everything was there, but it just wasn't a full return to form. But he's still one of the best dancers this season. And don't mess with success. I mean, this week he has a contemporary, so he's going to kill it twice. But I just need to see him do Latin as well as he does, or see ballroom as well as he does Latin in order for me to be satisfied with his victory.
I liked it.
It was good.
Fun.
Yeah, definitely.
But you know who I liked more?
Your only shot at winning at this point.
I don't even think it's really a shot.
Oh,
Lele.
Somebody like went on YouTube and pulled up the view count from this week. And I don't know when this was, but Lele was at the bottom. Charity
proud of my
Charity
team.
had the most views. Barry had the second most. Like, people love him. But no, Lele had a contemporary. First of all, I love that she discussed mental health. I personally struggle quite a bit with my mental health. So, I was happy to hear that. They went more emotional. Again, way too trick heavy. But that's not her fault. That's Brandon's fault. It's just too many lifts. Like, I mean, contemporary, you're allowed to have lifts, and I get in every other dance you can't, except for Argentine tango. But like, don't overdo it.
How much gas do you think this truck still has?
I think she could make the finale, but even if she did, I don't even think she's going to make the top 2.
Lovely. So hopeful for my team. Let's talk about Sochi and Val.
Another 10. Derek 10.
Derek 10. Was this tied for the best of the night?
Yes, this is. Last week she was the only one at number 1. This week she was tied for number 1 with Charity. Great again. She's the whole package. I think she could win. I'm not necessarily convinced she will. Just because, like, I don't think she has the fan base of, like, Jason or Charity. Maybe her fan base could overtake Ariana, but Jason and Charity, I think, are the fan favorites right now.
I think that's our 4.
That's our final 4?
Yeah. All in your team, Grace.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Kimberly, I don't even think Lele would be a shock.
Well, it depends on when she goes home. Like, if she had gone home this week, it would have been.
Yeah.
Like, if she goes home before, like, Harry and Barry and Maurizio and Allison, because, I mean, although that creates our set. Like, I think Lele should be in the semifinals, which would be the 4 you just mentioned plus her. And that's, I think, what the final 5 should be. But I don't know. I feel like I should just stop discounting Harry and maybe Barry because people love him. Like, Allison and Maurizio, I don't think are going to be around much longer. Harry, Barry, Lele. We'll see.
Harry, Barry. Let's talk about Harry.
Well, Maurizio's next.
Mauricio, I'm sorry. Doing Rise Up.
I hate this song.
I really don't like this song.
I am so over this song.
What was this? This was like the soccer world song, or
I don't know, but like I was reminded that Andra Day herself actually sang this song for another routine, like back when the song was new. But like I am so sick of this song.
How many more weeks do you think this guy's got?
I think he and Allison are going to be the next 2 eliminated. It's just a matter of when.
Harry, then the 2 of them.
Well, that's what I would. Depends. people like Harry. Well, people are voting for Harry. People that watch the show for good dancing don't like him. But no, Maurice, like they went. This is kind of what similar to what I said about Harry. It was more Emma than Maurizio, and I know that most people would look past that. 3 such people include the Dancing with the Stars judges. They thought this was his best dance so far, and he got straight 8s. I don't get it.
I don't either.
He was in the bottom
Yeah.
2 the first week. I'm kind of surprised he's even still here. And I'm not
We'll
seeing a
see.
lot of support for him. I wasn't seeing a lot of people talking about Mira either, and I think that contributed to her downfall. But I'm not
How's he
seeing a
doing
lot
with
of
the
people.
views?
Huh?
How's he doing with views? You mentioned Lele was at the bottom.
Hang on a second. Let me check.
Grace is our double source.
Yeah, like, honestly, I mean, this is nothing against Maurizio. He seems like a lovely person. But just, okay, he's at 96,000. Allison's at 93. Mira was at 85. So, and Sochi was at 89. So he was just below Allison and even Sochi. But I mean, well, the Len tribute has more than anything else by a factor of like 4 or 5, but we can't vote for that one. Oh, but if we could.
Well, did we vote for Barry and PETA doing Born to Be Wild?
Well, he didn't drop PETA this week. That was a plus. But like on this
Baby
night,
steps.
stories count, and he talked about being this motorcycle riding teenager who is born to be wild. Like, this is not a song that has people in fetal position during the show. This song normally has like people drunkenly air guitaring. I don't know.
I don't know. It's
No,
such an old song.
well, yeah, I mean, it's from 1968. It's older than both of us, which says very
Combined.
little because we're not even 30 yet. But no, I thought this was his best dance yet. I'm glad he didn't drop PETA. I mean, he's in the same category as Harry. As long as he doesn't win, I'm okay with that. But he's not as fun to look at. Nowhere near, actually. But I feel like he's just gonna fizzle out at some point. But yeah, people love him. I mean, he does seem really likable, and I know that counts on this show a lot. People don't think Harry's likable. People didn't think Adrian was likable. But being a
yeah,
nice
that's
guy, they always say nice guys finish last.
Grace is not high.
I mean, because he's Eric's only contestant left. And I know Eric's pulling for him because he thinks it'd be funny if he won with a season 27 encore. I would not find that funny at all. But yeah. Oh, yeah, the last 3 left were Mira, Allison, and Harry. And I was like, could be any of them. It ended up being Mira and Gleb. I don't think it should have been, but I'm not overly upset or surprised, personally.
Well, what do we got for next week? What's on the agenda? What's coming up?
Well, on Tuesday night, it's of course Halloween. So when you're done trick-or-treating at 8 o'clock, it is Monster Night. And no, nobody's doing Thriller. But so it's going to be 9 couples dances and a dance marathon, which this year they're calling the dance Monster-thon.
Whoa. Are you going to be dressing up for our next podcast?
I did get a mask. I was trying to get a wig, but the Halloween store was like really crowded and really hot. Like until today, it's been like summer weather here. Now it's going to
All
cool
right,
down.
talk to me. What are we doing?
All right, so first off, we have a guest judge this week, and it is, for what reason I do not know, season 10 contestant and probably the most annoying person in the world, Niecy Nash.
Okay. Don't know who that is.
Really, I will say this. Adam doesn't even celebrate Halloween, and I'm not a fan of Halloween, so it might be minimal.
I don't celebrate Halloween, but I am a fan of Halloween.
Yeah, I don't like it. I love Thanksgiving and I love Christmas, but Halloween not my thing. And all
All
of the
right, keep
dances
going.
this week are inspired by monsters. None of them are like overly specific though. And I'm
Wow, way to
shocked
call
everyone.
Wednesday a monster.
Well, that's just the music, but I'm also shocked that we're not getting Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo. That's my
All right,
shock. Speaking
let's
of
go.
which,
Songs.
yeah, because I have. All right. Anyway, Allison and Sasha will perform a Paso Doble to Supermassive Black Hole by Muse, and their inspo is a vampire.
I got nothing.
Well, I mean, Allison was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, so that's a good choice.
Oh,
Her character was a witch, though. But I was hoping we get like,
semantics, Grace.
something. I was hoping we get something in the Buffy lane for her. Sochi and Val will perform a contemporary to Game of Survival by Ruel, and their inspo is the undead.
Just like in general, the undead.
Yes. Ariana and Pasha will perform an Argentine tango to Bad Guy, inspired by Harpy and a Harpy Slayer. It's also 2 Billie Eilish songs in a row for Ariana.
Yeah.
But Bad Guy, I feel like, has done a lot on this show, especially at Halloween night. Lele and Brandon will perform a Paso Doble to the Wednesday dance TikTok version of Bloody Mary by Lady Gaga. And their inspo was a dead goth girl / spider.
So they're not going to be Wednesday?
I mean, they might. I don't know. Is Wednesday a dead goth girl?
Or is that like, because the strike?
I'll say they probably can't do anything like overly. I don't even know. Charity and Artem will perform a jive to a song called Skeleton Sam, and their monster is Skeleton.
I'm just waiting for the one-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people. Something.
My mom's always waiting for Monster Mash. Jason and Daniela, I'm so excited for this, are performing a contemporary to Zombie. Love that song. And their inspo is the Cranberries.
Okay.
And their inspo is, of course, a zombie / mummy hybrid. But remember the last Daniela Halloween night contemporary we got on this show?
Yeah.
I got 5 on it.
Oh, we're singing today, Grace.
Anyway, Harry and Riley will perform an Argentine tango to the District 78 version of Blinding Lights. And their inspo is aliens.
Blinding Lights is in like the weekend?
Yeah, it's a cover. I haven't been able to find it. But they do a lot of Halloween covers for the show. Barry and Pito will perform a Viennese waltz to It's a Man's World. And their inspo is a werewolf and Little Red Riding Hood. And Maurizio and Emma will perform an Argentine tango to Somebody's Watching Me. And their inspo is a gourd matador.
These are very bizarre, Grace.
I know. I don't get how the James Brown song relates to a werewolf and Red Riding Hood. And the Dance Monster-thon, we have 2 songs. The first part will be a hustle to Stayin' Alive. That might have to be our new shoop. And
I was always told that whenever you're doing like CPR on a person, that you're supposed to like do the compressions in time with the beat of Staying Alive.
Well, you don't want to do it. That actually makes sense. And the other one is a Charleston to a song called Grim Grinning Ghosts. Say that 3 times fast.
Grim Grinning Ghost.
See, you can't even do it.
Grim Grinning Ghost. Grim
Ghosts.
Grinning Ghost. Let's see you do it fast.
Grim Grinning Ghosts. Grim Grinning Ghosts. Grim Grinning Ghosts.
All right, you're canceled. Keep going.
That's it.
Who are you most excited for?
I'm excited for Jason.
I'm excited for Wednesday.
Well, Zombie is one of my favorite songs ever. And
best cover, by the way, was Clarissa Cerna on The Voice.
No, look up Christina Perry from X Factor Australia. She did it with just a piano. I don't think they're going to break them up into 2 teams, Kimberly. This isn't the team dances. They're probably just going to have them start to dance and then like call them out. Yeah, that's what they did. They did it last season. So what they usually do is they'll have like everybody on the floor at the same time, and the judges will eliminate a couple one by one. And the last remaining couple gets like the most extra points, and then the further down you are, the least you get. A lot of people, because like
There's
normally Halloween night we do get team dances, but we have an odd number. We have 9 couples left. But that's our show, and I'm gonna go watch Hocus Pocus now for the first time in my life.
I'm gonna watch The Nightmare Before Christmas. I've never seen it before.
Yeah, we're both losing our millennial points here.
Bye, guys. Until next week.
Bye.